bottom left starting location, we have our Protoss player showing up that cool Oracle build. He is
웅진스타즈 SOS.
And in the upper right, we have our Zerg player. Very solid. We'll get to see what he has in store for us this time. He is
SK텔레콤 T1 수.
Sup, Artosis, talk to me.
Sup.
Sups.
Yeah, well, not a lot to mention about the game, so I'm going to have to talk to you about something else. Looks like it's quite likely it could be a Gateway expand again, but it could be a Forge and Main build as well. I don't like it as much on this map as some others, but anyways, what to talk about, Tasteless? That's my question for you.
I'm actually great at just coming up with random stuff.
Yeah?
That's why they pay me the big bucks, Artosis, because
No, you're...
All right, let's talk about...
you're good conversationally.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about eggs.
Okay.
All right. What are your thoughts on quail eggs?
Really like them.
Yeah, they're quite good.
Delicious. Yeah, I really like them when they're like made in the soy sauce or whatever.
Oh yeah, they're so good when they do that.
Yeah, that's really nice. I love eggs for breakfast.
Are they as efficient? A quail egg? Are they as efficient as a source of protein as a normal hard-boiled egg?
I believe that they are. I believe that they are.
You serious? Because
from what I understand, I read a big Reddit post once about eggs just randomly. I don't know how that happened, but I did. And basically, chicken eggs are like the best tasting ones, supposedly, for the size. And that's why we eat chicken eggs, but all eggs are like really good.
Wow.
That's, if I recall.
What other eggs can you eat besides chicken eggs and quail eggs?
Any eggs.
But I mean, like, what can you, like, is accessible to get?
Oh, accessible to get? I'm not sure. I really don't know. I guess caviar, fish eggs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There's something that repulses me about the fish eggs, and like when I think of them as fish eggs, I don't know, like when they put sprinkled fish eggs on sushi.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
But I mean, it's just like I don't know why. There's something like psychological. I'm like, oh, gross. But I actually like the taste of it. I don't think about it, I can do it. But then when I'm like, these are a bunch of little eggs.
Well, that's
I think there's something. Insects are not appetizing to me, and I think there's something insect-like about fish eggs. Fish are actually just like insects that can swim.
You know,
what I mean?
if everyone in the world wanted to eat bugs, the world would be a better place.
That's true.
They're so good for you, and they're so plentiful.
They are.
We did see that anteater at the zoo, and he was cool.
Yeah, the anteater was pretty cool.
Walking on his fists, angry all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That snout, man. Oh, my God.
What do they feed anteaters at the zoo? Do they just have, like...
What?
Do they just, like, get ant farms?
It's in his name. This is
they just massacre throngs of ants?
I think so. I would imagine. I don't know. Well, let's take a look at what's going on now. It is a Gateway expansion. No Warp Gate quite yet. I think he just wanted to get out the Sentry plus this. He's delaying Warp Gate quite a while. Should be starting sometime soon. He doesn't want to pull an Artosis and just forget to get Warp Gate.
When did you forget that?
Yeah, I did that one time where I didn't get Warp Gate.
Well, I hate it when I make a mistake like that in a game where like I forgot something that's so fundamental that now my entire build is ruined.
Yeah, well, from there I actually went into the Tasteless build a long time ago.
Did you win?
We both lost, me and my opponent.
You both lost?
It was like an hour and 30 minutes of hell.
Oh, yeah, so you did it right. All right, that's good.
Anyways, there we go. Warp Gate just starting now. He wanted to get out, I guess, a little bit more. I think he actually forgot it for a little bit because with how much gas he has banked, it doesn't make sense to start it then and not a little bit sooner. So I think it was just a little bit delayed. Will it actually affect the build? Probably slightly, but not in a way that I think could possibly cost him this game, especially considering the gas timings of his opponent. Now, that is a pretty quick Roach Warren. But that could just be his line of defense because it was a Gateway expansion, therefore
there's always
quicker
a
attack
possibility. Yep. All right.
Is he going to make a second Stargate? Is he going to go to Stargate?
There's a probe sitting back that's not moving, and I don't think he would just forget to move his probe.
It's a second Stargate it is.
It is?
Double Stargate play. So we'll have to see what he wants to do with this. Okay, he has 3 gases. I think it's just going to be Phoenixes. You know, there's so many different ways you can do this. You can do Void Rays and Phoenixes. You can do Void Rays. I guess you could do Oracles, but I think they build too fast and cost too much gas to really support both.
I think you're right about that with the Oracles.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what he wants to do with this, though. We'll see in just 1 second here. And Phoenixes it is. That's the most common choice for this. Although sometimes making 3 or 4 Void Rays can be nice.
You can go in the Tasis build from this. You can.
I guess
I'll let you know. No, you can.
The Tasis build has all sorts of ways to get there.
Yeah. It's a good build. It's a flexible build.
You know what? He's making a big bunch of units up at about 45 drones. So it looks like he's going to try to crush this little army that's out on the map looking for him. And in fact, he's got to be really careful with this.
Bad.
These units are important.
That's 3 sentries. Those are, yep.
Yeah, as soon as he sees that. The thing is, if he loses those, then he can literally just do an attack that might be able to kill him. That's Phoenixes aren't going to do well against Speedlings.
Also note Nexus Cannon not as helpful here. It's kind of far away. Actually, is it too far away?
I think he could hit some of it. Probably not the roaches at full range.
Okay, so you can't get the roaches,
but definitely can help against the lings. But that's not a place that you want to attack anyways. That's so well defended right now. 5 Phoenixes moving out immediately. 2 more on the way. 5 spores on the way. So Sue is taking this really, really, really seriously.
Okay, he wants to get in the late game. For sure.
I'm really excited to see how much damage can he get done against 5 spores going up.
He keeps making Phoenixes too.
Yeah, he's even getting +1. He's not playing on stopping. This might be a Sky Toss game.
All right. These Phoenixes are, again, just going to try to do as much damage as they possibly can. But yeah, these spores, I mean, he's really well defended.
Yeah.
He's turtled up.
Look, you have 2 spores in both the main and natural. Maybe an extra queen and a spore over here. Yeah. Or 2 spores even, yeah. This is, I mean, there'll still be damage done, but this is really good defense so far by Sue.
All right. He's cleaning up the map with all the overlords there. And I don't know. I'm really surprised, actually. Hold on a second. I'm really surprised he's actually got this many Phoenixes.
Yeah, that is very many. He has 9.
Yeah. I never really get more than 5.
Well, these are still going to be somewhat useful because we do have Hydralisk range on the way. There are 9 Hydras on the way, but as these pop out of different hatches, if he can start picking some of them up, he's going to gain a huge advantage. Because he is teching up right now. He's got his row. He should be throwing down the Robotics Bay pretty soon to counter the incoming Hydras and or Infestors, because one of them is going to have to come. It's not like he's just going to go into Corruptor. And yeah, the Robotics Bay does go down, but he's going to need to try to pick up some Hydras. That's going to buy him time and really gain a lot of value out of these Phoenixes.
All right, nice snipe there. Getting that queen. Okay, now he needs to get out of there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hydra's doing a lot of damage. What are you doing, man?
And, well, he's starting to pick some of these up.
He got stuck there for a little bit with those Phoenixes.
Yeah, he didn't execute perfectly.
He did the best he could for that moment, but he was not on top of his Phoenixes at that point in time. Third base now being acquired here. Small Protoss army moving out in that location.
He's going to have to be careful, though, because with a lot more Hydras on the way, this incoming attack against something that's mostly Zealots, it's going to be some very good force fields to hold this correctly. In the meantime, we do have the Hive on the way on 3 bases. I think he's just probably going to rush up to Viper pretty quickly here.
Could be.
Yeah, if you can get Viper out to deal with the Colossi that are incoming, then suddenly that very Phoenix-based army against your heavy Hydra force, not going to be looking as good.
Okay, the Lings and Hydras are moving up here now. He's got to be careful, though. All right, we could get some good force fields off here. Now he's not going to engage at all, excuse me.
Yeah,
Zerg, by the way, at 162 supply to 130. Zerg may want to do a timing once it gets maxed out.
Yeah, I think that he's definitely going to be going in for an attack with his first couple of Vipers.
The thing is, the Protoss got so many Phoenixes that like some of the other tech is more behind. And we have just not like a ton of Hydras. The Phoenixes can't really do anything.
In fact, he's getting charged right now, so this is a really interesting build by SOS. He really always does bring cool stuff. 5 Vipers on the way, and the thing is, he's expecting the Vipers, and he's spent so much gas on that, and his tech is so slow that he's focusing on that charge because he knows he has so many minerals for these Zealots. So we'll see how well this works out. If he gets some good force fields off, utilizes those remaining Phoenixes as well as he can for lifting and maybe pushing back some Vipers, this could go in his favor. He's going to have to overwhelm suddenly, though.
All right, the Roaches and the Hydras are coming down now. And we could have an engagement. The Zerg is maxed out because he's kind of testing the waters here.
Those Vipers should be charging up somewhere. Sucking the life out of some evolution chambers or something like that.
Some extractors or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Protoss has, basically been untouched this entire game, which is fine.
And look at this. He's getting that Templar Archives. So if he has some High Templars out for feedback, and even possibly Storm when this attack hits, well, he's not going to have Storm by then for sure, but just the feedbacks alone, if he can, kill those Vipers right off, then suddenly this army of Zerg is not nearly as scary. In fact, this is kind of a funny-looking army, isn't it, from Zerg?
Yeah, it is. All right, here we go. Nice time warp there. Hitting the Viper's not really able to be used yet. He hasn't even harpooned one Colossus just yet.
Yeah, and even if he does it really matter? These Immortals dealing huge amounts of damage against a heavy Roach composition. The Phoenix is getting some great lifts in. And SOS with a very interesting build.
Did so well
with this through.
How he handled everything. The time warps, the way he microed the Colossus, everything. I gotta say though, I'm really surprised he didn't at least harpoon the Colossus.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He really focused more on making the blinding clouds, but against such a heavy Zealot composition, I don't know how that helps all that much. In fact, if it's mostly Zealots against mostly ranged units, then suddenly you want the blind cloud away from you,
Right,
the Zealots are going to charge in anyways. But
kind of weird.
Kind of a weird game so far.
Yeah. Well, once there gets up to 4 bases, they can pretty much do whatever they want.
Yeah, well, same can be certainly said for Protoss here, taking that 4th base, getting Psystorm. And when he has Psystorm...
Actually, I'm sorry, I meant to say Protoss. I said Zerg, excuse me. Go ahead.
Well, but the Psystorm is going to be super powerful. Look at all these Immortals that are going to just claw right through all those Roaches.
Yeah, that's a lot of Immortals.
That is a pretty cool army composition we're seeing from SOS. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Not sure if that's the best choice against Heavy Immortal.
Right.
At this point, there's not a lot of sentries. There are Psystorms, and there's only one Colossus. Some Archons mixed in. I'm trying to figure out if Banelings would be useful here. If you could hit just a few Banelings on those Zealots, it's really going to soften this army immensely.
Zerg's going for it. And he's moving in now, hitting hard. You can see the fanning out of the Roaches and the Hydras. But there's so many Immortals.
And look at this, pulling forward, but doesn't quite get to kill him. Another pull forward, a beautiful duck there. And the Storm plus Immortal combination being so powerful.
Now, he drove the Zerg back, but Protoss is going to retreat. That's smart, because as you can see, Zerg is almost maxed out again, almost immediately. This
type of army you didn't really see in Wings of Liberty because Broodlords were so good against it, but he opened with double Stargate, so it makes sense that Sue is very hesitant to go into Broodlord tech because Tempest can be gotten so quickly. But I do think that from here, he definitely wants to consider something like that.
Yeah.
Because this army is just like, it is tearing through everything right now. Look at that Immortal count.
It's insane, man.
Yeah, and adding in the Ultralisk I don't think is really going to be all that effective.
No, I think that's a bad idea. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, this army is going to kill Ultras before they even get up to it.
All right, he's going to engage now. Here we go.
Some nice Psystorms going down there.
Now, I'm really surprised he's still pushing forward these Roaches here.
He's actually trying to fight this with a Roach-based army. I'm like very
confused. This is like the direct counter to what he has.
I think he's just really confused because he probably hasn't seen this type of army, really.
Well, I guess it doesn't really matter if you lost all those Roaches because you can free up a supply net to make stuff that's good against this army.
He is making a lot of Hydras, but how does he deal with the High Templars? Against the High Templars, you are going to need either Broodlords, which are good against them, or Swarm Hosts, most likely.
This is a weird game, man. This is a freakish amount of Immortals.
Yeah, in fact, I can't believe this didn't come to me before. My brain is like so trying to analyze this Protoss composition that I'm seeing that I didn't think of it. But this army is countered completely by Swarm Hosts. He actually should be going into Swarm Hosts from here.
Okay, here we go. He's closing in again. There's a lot of storms. It's really going to bruise those Hydras.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage there. Really,
look at how cautious he is in this game.
Yeah.
You are right, though. Swarm Hosts would wreck
He's got
this.
10 Immortals and a Zealot-based army with High Templars. Swarm Hosts would laugh at this so hard.
They would raffle stomp this.
And the thing is, the Locusts take the upgrades that you have on your Hydra and Roach. I really do want to see him switch into Swarm Hosts from here, but I think this is just
Do
maybe...
they take the upgrade?
Yeah, the Locust
The Locust do? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, no. I've
It's news
felt
to me.
that a few times now.
Yeah.
I know that when you have Tempest, that doesn't matter, but I use ground units
why-
against Zerg.
Well, that's your prerogative, Tosis. You can do what you want, Artie. It's your life.
Yeah, I guess so. It's now or never tasteless.
Decent creep spread here.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, could be better. Protoss isn't even actively denying the creep.
I'm actually getting really sad that he doesn't make Swarm Host, because imagine if he has Swarm Host. We're going up to about 12 Immortals now with High Templars and Zealots. This army is like really cool by SOS, and I'm having a great time looking at it, but I wanted to go Swarm Host and just show how this army may not fare so well against a bunch of free units with range.
Yeah.
Well, he's still focusing at least on those upgrades. That's a very good thing. We do have the Plasma Shield upgrade coming up. I really like that because he is focusing just so heavily on Immortals. That's really going to help them out to get that upgrade. Getting that Dark Templar tech as well. The game is getting big, so why not? A lot of good moves going on by SOS. I really like his play here.
All right, now he's going to come up here and start hitting these drones. Really nice. And this is one of these games where both players are having a hard time really killing each other. And this is what happens on Whirlwind a lot. More oftentimes than TVZ.
Yeah, I think it's pretty hard to commit across the map with an army like this.
Yeah.
You know, this weird immortal base type of army. Because you've got to keep it together. You have to hit your storms or you will get shredded. So, you know, as he runs out of storms or as the Zealots die, he has to pull back because the Immortals aren't going to be as good alone.
Yeah. All right. Taking out those Zealots. And he's going to keep doing this with these Zealots. Send out little small groups of Zealots.
Yeah.
It's a little pretty tough on the Zerg. Zerg has to figure out exactly how much he could send back to defend without making his center army weaker to the Protoss' army. And it's smart.
Yeah. You know, I was talking about Swarmos before, but, you know, even having some infestors in here would be nice, but he's just...
Yeah, you could
he seems so adamant on just making ground units, you know? I feel like I'm watching Symbols EVZ right now.
All right.
Well, those side storms are pretty good, and those Hydras taking a lot of damage. Beautiful blinding cloud, though.
Really
making
nice.
him pull back. Really well done right there. Nice concave on these Hydras, but there are just too many Immortals right now.
And Protoss is going to keep pushing forward now. Zerg is about to max out yet again, though, but his money right now is pretty low. Protoss has to be careful. If Protoss overextends here, there's no way to retreat.
That is the most important thing. He may overextend. He only has one sentry with no energy, and he needs High Templars. There you go. He is warping them in. But again, he's going to have to wait until he has Storm. Otherwise, the Hydras are going to be able to eat through the Colossus eventually.
Yep. Oh, and I like this. This is how you do it. The few DTs going everywhere, and he's going straight to the hive up there. He's going to have to take out those Spore Crawlers first.
Yeah, he might actually be able to snipe that, too, because it's going to be hard to split up anything, because right when those get there, the storms are going to be ready, and he's going to be able to be pushing forward at another side as well.
All right, the DTs are coming up now. Let's see how much damage they actually do. This is a moment where Zergs actually completely fall apart.
Yeah,
it's very common. This is really hard
the
to deal
test
with.
of an amazing Zerg right here, because SOS is putting it to him. If Sue can hold on right here, that is amazing.
Right,
he has a lot of storms, and yeah, those DTs are going to take out his detection. So he has to send units up there, get detection up there.
Meanwhile, some Zealots are just chipping away over here. Oh, this is going to be really tough.
Oh,
the 5th base, too, being taken.
Losing the hive is absolutely brutal right now.
Well, because if he gets the hive, and then he gets that tech that's right above the hive.
He hasn't split off any units to deal with that yet.
No, he's just going to lose the hive.
Yeah. The hive's going to go down.
And then if he gets the
Hydralisk Den, the Infestation Pit, yeah. I almost hope he kills Infestation Pit so Suk remembers that there's such a thing as Infestation Pit. Because any of the units out of there would definitely help in this scenario.
All right.
He's just going to lose another hatch,
He's not really micromanaging that as much as he should be. All right, now he's going to get the Infestation Pit.
You know, during all this, SOS is actually taking yet another base.
Yep, 5th base down there.
Well, the Infestation Pit will live for now. It's the creep's going to recede, and he may lose it because of that, because he has no creep coming out of any Overlords.
Pushing forward now. He's going to try to come up from behind here. These storms have to be perfect.
And those are pretty nice ones so far.
An entire Starcraft screen can't even capture it. Oh, this is epic, man.
That is a lot of Psy Storms. Still a lot of Hydras left here.
Too many Immortals.
That is right. A lot of Immortals left over.
GG.
GG.
Nice game.
All right, SOS coming out in first place. And to be honest, I'm not too surprised. He's a really great player.
Well played, SOS. That was fun. That was a fun game.
I do have to say, though, he won that because, well, in part at least, because Sue had no idea what the hell he was facing. He was just like, what is this? What do I... Well, I see a lot of Zealots and Immortals. I guess Roaches counter Zealots and Hydras counter Immortals.
Yeah.
But in reality, he needed Swarm Hosts there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
If you hit that on the ladder, make a lot of Swarm Hosts.
You're 100% right, Artos. If he had actually made the Swarm Host, I think the Zealots and Immortals aren't going to be able to do anything about that.
No,
and you can't tech switch out of it. He could probably got in the third or fourth base. The only thing I guess you could do is if they go Swarm Hosts, you could go around it to their base. So they could defend with Swarm Hosts, but the thing about Swarm Hosts is you don't always have to engage them.
That's true, but don't forget how hard it is to actually push across the map with that because you're so reliant on side storms.
That's true.
So as you go up, he just kind of whittles you down over time.
And it's also, to go off your point too, it's not an agile army mix. No. Zealot Immortal.
No.
It's kind of clunky.
It is.
We're going to go to the losers match after this short break, so don't go anywhere.